5 suspected terrorists are in the air and on their way from Britain to the United States to be tried. Among them, extremist Islamic cleric Abu Hamza al-Masri. All of them were taken to a waiting plane just hours after a British court denied any further appeals to fight their extradition. Al-Masri faces 11 charges, including conspiracy in connection with the 1998 kidnapping of 16 Westerners in Yemen. Some of the 5 suspects have been fighting extradition for 14 years.
The planes carrying the suspects are due to land in America soon. The first to leave the US airbase at Mildenhall just before midnight was believed to have Baba Ahmad on board, heading for New Haven in Connecticut. Shortly afterwards, a second plane left. This one was thought to be carrying Abu Hamza towards a court in New York. The prisoners had arrived at the airbase in a convoy from Long Lartin Maximum Security Prison in Worcestershire. Home Secretary Theresa May said it was right that the men, who all faced serious offences, would finally face justice. Earlier, there were scuffles outside the High Court as last-ditch legal challenges to prevent their deportation failed.
It just can't be efficient, and more importantly, it can't be just that proceedings like this take 8 to 14 years to complete. It's not fair, and it's not just on anyone.
Hamza faces 11 charges in the United States, including conspiracy to take hostages in Yemen in 1998 and planning to establish a training camp for Islamic jihadists in a remote part of Oregon in the US. 4 others also lost the fight to avoid deportation. Baba Ahmad, Saeed Talha Ahsan, Khalid Al-Fawez and Adil Abdul Bari are the other suspects. Ahmad, who is 38, and Ahsan, who is 33, are both accused of raising funds for terrorism on a website. Al-Fawez and 52-year-old Bari allegedly worked closely with Osama bin Laden in the 1990s.
The Egyptian-born 54-year-old is accused by Washington of supporting al-Qaeda, aiding a kidnapping in Yemen, and plotting to open a U.S. training camp for militants. The radical preacher also praised the September 11 attacks in 2001. The decision ends a long legal battle. Abu Hamza had launched this fresh appeal in the High Court last week after the European Court of Human Rights rejected an earlier bid to avoid being extradited. 4 other suspects also lost their appeals against being sent to the US. Abu Hamza was jailed in Britain for 7 years and has been fighting extradition since 2004.
Hamza's lawyers cited various ailments which they said made him unfit to plead at a trial, among others mild depression and a possible degenerative disease. But the 2 British judges were unconvinced and said the trial should begin as soon as possible in case his alleged illness worsened. The Egyptian-born cleric is wanted in the US on 11 charges, including conspiring to set up a terrorist training camp in Oregon and involvement in the abduction of hostages in Yemen during the 90s. In 1998, Hamza became known for his fiery anti-Western rhetoric at a London mosque. He'd been held in a British prison since 2004 for inciting racial hatred and encouraging followers to kill non-Muslims. Once he lands in the US, Hamza will appear in front of a judge within 24 hours. There, he could face a sentence of more than 100 years.
I'm appalled that the system has let me down in a manner more befitting of a third world country than one of the world's oldest democracies. It seems that the Metropolitan Police, the CPS, and even the Crown, even the courts, have all collided to implement a predetermined decision which was made in Washington.
Baba Ahmad, who has spent more time in detention without trial than any other British citizen, will soon face charges relating to his involvement in a pro-jihadist website, money laundering and offering material support to terrorists and insurgents. It's been a lengthy legal battle, with government lawyers until now thwarted in their extradition attempts every step of the way.